Email subject lines can make or break your mailing. It's a strong claim, possibly a bit too strong. It's only a podcast, John, calm down. But email subject lines really are important. If you're mailing out, whether it's follow-ups, it's introductions, it's thank yous, it's whatever it is, if your email subject line does not get the click, does not attract the attention, does not encourage the person to open, then all of that effort you put into writing the actual email is wasted. Of course, you must start with having a good email provider to make sure it gets past their spam folders in the first place and spam filters, but that's for another day. I think we may have talked about it before. But email subject lines, it's like newspapers, magazines. When you look in the rack in the shop, in the store, on a magazine, you see their headlines. If you're buying Cosmopolitan, you look at the headlines. They are experts. If it doesn't appeal, you will not buy it. You will not open it. But some of these, they're terrible. Cosmopolitan, in fact, is one of the best because it just makes me laugh as to see how they use the standard things like sex and money to get people to open a thing or to buy it and look later. But it's a craft. It really is a high skill. With copywriters, have always said 80% of their time is probably spent writing the actual headline rather than the copy. Now, you'd think that their skill is in writing the copy, but if no one reads it, if no one opens, no one gets past the headline, all that time is wasted. So please consider how you write them. Now, what's a good way to write an email subject line? There are many examples. Some use controversy, some use shock and awe, many use numbers, many use sneaky tricks. I strongly advise that you do not use sneaky tricks. People may open it and you may get a huge 60-70% open rate, but if what they then read subsequently in the email doesn't relate to the shock and awe headline, you'll get a lot of complaints and you'll get a lot of unsubscribes. That is not going to do you good in the long run. You want to build trust, authority over time. What I recommend, use good old Google. Just sit on your desktop, open Google up and search for best email subject lines. Best email subject lines of all time. Or email subject line advice. Lists. There are numerous articles that have been written over and over on how to write and how to craft a good email subject line. A lot of people like points, so something like 7 ways to 8 methods that will enhance, etc. Consider the words you use. Are they power words? Are you just is your email subject line bland? Or does it pop? Does it shout at you? Does it rah rah rah? Sorry. It's important. One or other is going to work for you. Test them. You cannot guarantee. And the other thing, if you find one little formula, it will wane over time. People will get used to it. It will not appeal so much over time. You need to constantly evolve, constantly change. If you use a good email autoresponder service like we do, say like Aweber, then you can find the link to Aweber on the website at marketingforowners.com and in the resources section. See it in the menu there. But they give A/B split testing, so you can send every alternate email to every other address as a different version of the headline, and then you can see what works and what opens. Honestly, it's going to be good. It will improve your marketing. Today is Thursday. We are driving to work or we're going to drive home from work. And yes, we want to spend that time learning. We want to listen to a drive time podcast. Today, I'm going to recommend from Mike Stelzner, and we recommended his Twitter handle a while ago, the Social Media Marketing Podcast by Mike Stelzner. It's from his site socialmediaexaminer.com. But but you'll find it in iTunes. It's probably on Stitcher and everywhere else as well, probably on SoundCloud. He interviews experts in the social media space. Social media changes so often, it's difficult to keep up. Mike interviews people who do keep up, where it's their job to tell us. It's great. I learn stuff every single time. There's always a new tactic that is going to improve your marketing. And it's not hyped. It's all good stuff. A lot of large companies use their advice. Please go listen to podcasts. If you listen to this podcast, do you subscribe? Get on iTunes, subscribe, make sure it comes to you all the time. It's out there every weekday. I do try my best. And then give us a rating. In fact, after you've done the social media marketing one, give him a rating, give him a review. It's nice to know what everyone thinks. See you Friday.